Transferability of property. So, transferability of property is the general rule and non-transferability is an exception. So, transferability of property is based on a maxim alienation rea pre fortiul juri accrescenti, which means to say that alienation is favored by the law rather than accumulation. The general policy is to promote free alienation and circulation of property rather than accumulation of it. Section 6 of the Transfer of Property Act says that property of any kind may be transferred excepting the non-transferability property. Transfer of the property can be prohibited only by provision of the law and not by the judgment or direction. Restrictions contained in tendency legislation can be waived by the competent authority. Now, spec successions. So, spec succession means exception of succession. It is a possibility of getting property in future through succession. The things referred to in this subsection as non-transferable are the chance of higher apparent succeeding to an estate, the chance of a relation obtaining a legacy on death of the death of a kinsman, and other mere possibility of a like nature. This clause says that spec successions are not transferable. Clause 2. Right of re-entry. So clause B consists second exception to be general rule of transferability. By a mere right of re-entry is meant a right to resume possession of land which has been given to another person for a certain time. This is the right which is lesser, keeps reserved for himself after partying with whole estate. The right of re-entry is that right which the lesser has against the lease of his property for breach. The lesser may re-entry this right of lesser is not transferable. For example, where X grants a lease of plot of land to Y for a period of 5 years. At the expiry of 5 years, he transfers his right of re-entry to Z. This transfer is valid as a transfer to the entire remaining rights of X. Now, third exception is the general rule of transferability says that easement can be transferred apart from the dominant heritage. According to section 4 of Easements Act 1882, an easement is a right which the owner or occupier of a certain land possesses as such for the beneficial enjoyment of that land to do and continue to prevent something being done in or upon or in respect of certain other land which is not his own. An easement involves the existence of a dominant heritage and a servant heritage that is there and must be two parcels of land. One, the dominant to which the benefit of the easement attaches, another, the servant heritage which bears the burden of easement. But technically, an easement cannot exist in gross attached to a dominant heritage. It follows, therefore, that an easement cannot be transferred without the property which has the benefit of it. For example, A, who is the owner of a house, has a right of way over the land of B, which adjoining to his land. A transfers his right to way over the land of B to C. A cannot do this because C doesn't have the land of B. So, next clause is restricted interest. So, this clause deals with fourth exception that an interest in property restricted in its enjoyment to the owner personally can't be transferred by him. This means that a person's right or interest which is only for his enjoyment cannot be transferred by him. Where a person gives a land to another B for his personal use only, B can't extend that use of land of any third person. Transfer of such interest would defeat the whole purpose of restriction. Under this clause, the following kinds of interest have been held not to be transferable. First, a religious office. B, emoluments attached to priestly office, where, however, the right to receive offering made at a temple is independent of an obligation to perform services involving qualifications of a personal nature, the right is transferable. C. The right of preemption. D. Service tenures. Now, next clause is right to future maintenance. So, fifth exception is right to future maintenance, which provides that a right to future maintenance in whatsoever manner arising, secured, or determined can't be transferred. Before the insertion of this subsection in 1929, there was a conflict of opinion whether the right to future of maintenance, when it was fixed by a decree, was transferable. The result is that the assignment of a decree of a maintenance is valid if the maintenance has already become due, but as to future maintenance, it is not valid. Arrears of maintenance, therefore, can be assigned. Although the right of maintenance is not transferable, the arrears of maintenance can be transferred. The right of maintenance is a personal right of Hindu widow, which is incapable of assignment, but arrears of maintenance can be attached and sold like any other debt. Clause E, right to sue. So, this contains the sixth exception, which provides that a mere right to sue can't be transferred. This means that bare right to sue can't be transferred. And where, for example, A agrees to sell B a certain quantity of gunny bags to be delivered after a few days. Before the delivery, B transfers his beneficial interest in the contract to C. When A commits a breach of contract, C becomes entitled to sue A for damages for breach of contract, because along with the transfer of beneficial interest, right to sue is also transferred, because here is it is an actionable claim. Now, public office. So, this is the seventh exception to the general rule of transferability. A public office is held for quantities personal to the incumbent, and obviously, it would be against public interest to permit alienations of public officer. It provides that a public office can't be transferred, nor the salary of a public office, whether before or after it has become payable. Next is stipends and pensions. So this consists of the eight exception, which provides the stipends allowed to military, naval, air force, and civil pensions of the government, and political pensions cannot be transferred. Now, next is the nature of interest, unlawful object, and disqualification of transferee. So, this deals with three classes of cases. It says that no transfer can be made insofar as it is opposed in the nature of the interest affected thereby, or for an unlawful object or consideration within the meaning of Section 23 of Indian Contract Act 1872, or to a person legally disqualified to be transferee. Next is untransferable interest. So this provides that nothing in this section shall be deemed to authorize a tenant having an untransferable right of occupancy of the farmer of an estate in respect of which default has been made in paying revenue, or the lessee of an estate under the management of a court of wards to assign his interest as such tenant, farmer, or lessee.